What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey guys. I I have been kicking myself because I am running so behind, but you know what? I gotta be here. Got to be here because I want to remain consistent at this. What I'm doing is I'm kind of behind the scenes, kind of trying to put some stuff together because I want to start doing not only ball streams but other streams as well. Maybe some movie reviews, some TV reviews, some I got a show I want to do called Social Tendencies because quite frankly this Kwame Brown stuff is, like he says, breaking the internet. You know, and I don't want to get off on a Kwame Brown tangent because this isn't a Kwame Brown channel. But like he says, you know, everybody can make money off of mama's cooking. I'm not really trying to make money off of mama's cooking. I just like hearing him rant. But I tell you what though, that whole thing with Stephen A. talking about meet me over at ESPN2 tonight. Yeah, sister might have to check in and see what's going on. It might be on right now. I don't know. But KC, hopefully you there, baby. Hopefully I'm not too late. But I'm going to come on here regardless. But shout out to DJ Wrong Cut. Shout out to everybody in the hashtag New Media fam. We are chilling this great evening. It's almost summer, y'all. It's warming up. Man, I don't know what's going on with this Kwame Brown thing, but I tell you one thing that did touch me. And it got me to thinking. You know, it's a lot of, well, not a lot. It's a handful of NBA fathers. And for the first time in, you know, in his quest to let us see him in this different light than the picture that's been painted about him, because you got to be careful what you say about Kwame, man. You don't want to end up on his shit, the butt of his ranch, you know what I mean? But because brother man ain't playing with him. But I ain't scared of that, you know. I don't say nothing bad about nobody, so I ain't got nothing to be worried about. I applaud the brother. You know, he sticks up for those that are wrong, you know, because he was wrong for 20 years and I don't blame him. But you know what killed me the other day was so cool. First of all, Connect 4 is one of my favorite games. I used to play it as a kid and I'm like, oh my God, him and his son were playing Connect 4. And I thought that was so cool. You know, he was showing how he's not some raving lunatic. He's actually a caring father who spends time with his children, you know? There he is. That's him and his son. Of course, I had to snapshot it. You know, his son looks just like him. That smile is so, I mean, he literally, it looked like he took his smile off his face and pasted it right on his son. I mean, damn. You know, he's got a nice looking son, you know, and I wonder if he's going to play ball. If he's not already playing ball, he probably will. But he looks just like Kwame. Kwame Jr., you know, I don't know what his name is, but yeah, he looks just like him. And I thought it was real cool. He got on camera the other day. And I took a snapshot. But that's Kwame and his son. And that's pretty cool. You know what I mean? He spends time with his kid. And it started reminding me of you know who. Of course. Who else? Who else? Especially when he stuck up for Lavar. I started thinking, wow, these guys are very, very similar in their approaches to the media and in their leadership role in the home. You know? Kwame reminds me a lot of, and I gotta stop saying Kwame because apparently it's pronounced Kwame, but he's so similar to Lavar in the fact that he's very, very much a father to his son, just like Lavar is to the boys. I don't care how grown they get, and I used to tell, my mom used to tell me that, no matter how grown you get, you're still gonna be my baby. And I have a daughter who's grown, and I tell her that, whenever I talk to her. She's doing her own thing, man. It's one of them. You remember the song Cats in the Cradle and the Silver Spoon? Oh, hell yeah. Bitch is living that right now, okay? I'm trying to catch up with my daughter. She never texts me back. She never calls. I could be dying, girl. Let's be glad that's not happening, but although we don't know what's causing the blindness, but anywho, it ain't coming to get me, damn it. But Nikki is that's my baby, and she knows it, and she always will be, But she it reminded me of Lavar and his kids. You got LaMelo, you got Lonzo, you got LiAngelo. All of them will always remain his kids, his sons. No matter how grown man they may think they are, they're going to still be daddy's boys and mama's boys. Because that's how it is as a parent, And those of you who are listening, who are parents, know what I'm talking about. You never stop worrying about your kid, You always have your kid on your mind. You always want the best for your child. And Kwame, there I go again. I don't know, damn it. Kwame cares deeply for his son and the things that have gone around about him, and now they're trying to paint him in a violent light. That's not good for his son to be hearing that, but what is good is for his son to see him sticking up for him. He's sticking up for himself, and he is, showing to his son that he is the man of the house. Much like Lavar did with the boys. Lavar didn't shy away from anything or anyone, when it came to his sons. And he still doesn't to this day. If something's on his mind, he says it. Right up to that interview he had with Raheem Santos. He said, it took Borrego 20 games to figure out my son was good. These dads in the NBA, man, they stick up for their sons. And we got and this one breaks my heart because Kobe died with his baby girl in his arms, and you always saw them together, because Gianna was the one that was taking after him. She was the one that he said caused him to reinvigorate his love for the sport and watching the NBA again. And it's almost like when you look at how close they were, it's almost like they knew, that they would go to the end together. I don't know, man. It's just, she was probably the most like him. And as it turns out, she was his partner in death. As morbid as I can be morbid, guys. I can get there. I can go there. But she was his partner in that transformation process. As much as she was his sidekick on this side. You know what I'm saying? So, it's so sad that happened. But at least they went into eternity together. Imagine the ball player that Gianna would have been. Because she already was a hell of a ball player at the young age that she was. So imagine where she would have gone. No doubt WNBA. No doubt. WNBA. She was going to be there. So You know, shout out to Kobe, shout out to Gigi, shout out to Kwame and his son, shout out to Lavar, Melo, Leangelo, and Lonzo. Lonzo Ball's a father now. You know, who knows where his daughter's gonna go? She very well could be sports oriented. She could get into the WNBA. She could want to play ball. Only time will tell. There's one more. LeBron's got some sons that have shown promise. You know, Bronny, and I can't even remember his other son's name. I just looked at a video about him saying that he's got the gift as well. And he may even be better than Bronny. Kind of almost like a LaMelo Lonzo type of thing. It's like you thought Bronny was good. Wait till you get a load of this one. So, LeBron has definitely passed his NBA gene on to his offspring. Okay? Because they are following right in his footsteps. So, these NBA dads, man, you can tell they pour everything they have into their kids. You know, and Kobe, it didn't matter that it was a girl. He poured everything that he had into teaching her what he knew about the game and gave her his love of the sport. And that is awesome, you know. Speaking of Kwame's similarity to the Ball family, I equated him to LeVar Ball. But, you know, he also has a lot of similarities to LaMelo in the fact that both of them now put your mind around this, and I'm over here on the dashboard side, so I can't really see the chats yet. I see the notification that there is a chat over there, so I will be over there in just a few minutes because I want to talk about this for a second. And you know where I'm going with it. There are so many similarities between Kwame's rookie season and LaMelo's rookie season. In the fact that, number one, right off the top, they called LaMelo a bust from day one just because he didn't get a shot off in his first game. Okay? So quick! And you could see that there's... And who watches Carcino for Life? Because that channel also is crazy. Shout out to Carcino. Okay, because this dude spills all the tea, okay? The behind the stories. And I watched one of his videos yesterday, and he literally rolled out everything that happened to Kwame during his rookie season. And it sounded eerily familiar, guys. It sounded eerily familiar, like what's happening to LaMelo. You know? Not allowing him to grow in his own way. Now, I'm not saying LaMelo is bullied, but we're not in that locker room. We don't know what's going on. You know, I remember Rev saying he was at the game and he saw PJ or somebody yelling at LaMelo, yelling out, you know, dropping the F-bomb and all of that. And, you know, I would hate to think that he's being treated like Kwame was being treated, but there are, luckily, worlds apart as far as gameplay right now in what happened with Kwame's rookie season and LaMelo's rookie season. LaMelo broke all kinds of records. Kwame broke a few records of his own. But the fact that when I listen to how much they worked him, you know, Kwame I'm talking about, worked him and made him gain a bunch of weight and then lose a bunch of weight, and then, you know, and DJ was talking about it earlier. I'm like, wow, man. You know, they dogged this dude out and then they called him a bust after they, you know, used him up. That's bullshit. And it all is stemming back to Michael Jordan. This treatment of these young players. Because, oddly enough, look who owns LaMelo's team. And look what happened with LaMelo and the treatment of him during his rookie season. Things that make you go, I mean, what's going on with MJ, man? This dude is a bully from way back. And I'm not just talking about the Bulls. No wonder he was on the Bulls, because he's a goddamn bully. I remember hearing Coach Joe on one of DJ's streams get extremely worked up when he was reflecting back on some of the bullshit that MJ pulled back in the day. And I mean, he got heated. You could feel the passion in what he was talking about. And it made me look at Michael Jordan in a whole new light. I was beginning to see him, you know, he's still the GOAT, don't get me wrong, on that court. But apparently off the court, oh, he has issues. And I'm kind of worried for LaMelo being in that organization, to be quite honest with you. The fact that they did go ahead and sign James Borrego onto another year, despite how he treated Melo, that lets me know whose side they're on. And DJ's right. That lets me know that they have no intention of giving LaMelo the keys next season. If they do, I will be amiss. I will be completely surprised. But the fact that it took James Borrego an entire season to realize Melo's worth, and even then, he still didn't appreciate him. At the very end, when LaMelo was still trying to fight it out even through the injury, he was still putting in Devontae Graham to make game-losing shots. So I'm like, okay. And they brought him back. I mean, does MJ take pleasure in fucking with these young dudes, man? Like, what is going on there? This whole earn it shit. I tell you what, if nobody earned it, LaMelo Ball earned it. LaMelo Ball has been at the top of the basketball food chain since he could damn near dribble a ball. That kid was born with NBA DNA. I mean, you look at the little video of him being like 4 or 5 years old, dunking the ball. He had it then. He had it way back then. You know the cut I'm talking about. Everybody shows it in their clips. Lavar's in the background, two-hand dunk behind the head, and he goes and he's like this. He's like, yeah, like that. Little baby, and he's dunking the ball. He had the love of the game way back then. And to see him go to these teams that don't appreciate his talent. Lithuania, they treated him like straight up hot garbage. Okay? He gained valuable life lessons over there about self-esteem and how to not let others' opinions affect him. So in that way, I applaud what happened over there, because it made him grow up a lot. And then he gets with JJ, and JJ helps him out. And then they go to Australia, where he finally begins to get some notoriety. He finally begins to get the respect that he deserves. And then he comes over to the Hornets, and the shit starts all over again. It's like when you look at some of his videos from back in the day, that one that where he made the guy slip and fall twice in the first game of the season in Australia. And when you look at one of his first games with the Hornets, he had a game where, and I had the clips, but it was just taking too long. Something was going on with Apple, with my phone, and I was already past 8, and I think King C asked me if I was coming on. I said 8, and it was already like 10 after, so I didn't bother to put the videos in. But he had this guy kind of going back and forth. I showed it. It's in one of my videos called Game, where it's just some LaMelo highlights, and he was using the handles. He was using footwork. He was going back and forth. He was dribbling between his legs. LaMelo in the beginning of the season was doing all of that. Do you notice how he stopped doing that? He stopped handling the ball like LaMelo. and started just kind of playing straight up ball. Like, you know what I mean? He turned into whatever James Borrego was trying to turn him into. He wasn't as flashy. And that's what makes him fun to watch. And I'm like, wow, he's not breaking people's ankles like he was. Now, of course, he couldn't do that after the injury because things were just different. But if you look, he was starting to kind of come off of some of that type of gameplay. And I know it's because James Borrego was pulling him up, telling him, I don't want you playing like that. But that's what makes Melo Melo. People want to see people slipping and falling, trying to keep up with him. I mean, that's what people pay their money to see. Shout out to Vegan Knowledge. What's up, my baby? Shout out to Rap Guy Reloaded. What's up, RGR? He said Bronny is the oldest of LeBron's son. Bryce, that's who it was. Bryce is the better player. Okay, so you're in the know with that as well. Okay. Yeah, I saw a video the other day where a guy was talking about that. That Bryce was better than Bronny. You think Bronny's good? Wait till you see Bryce. And yeah, Bryce got some handles, man. Shout out to Anthony King. What's up, AK-47? Good to see you in the house, honey. Anthony King said Bryce, Maximus, wow. Bryce Maximus. That's different. Maximus, that's like a Greek god, right? Rap Guy Reloaded said, I used to watch Carcino's videos. He's been uploading content for a decade. That's what I know. I listened to it and he said that. I had no idea because he was saying, damn, Kwame, you ain't have to pass me up like that. It took me 10 years to do what it took you a week to do. I was like, what? And apparently he's in the know with a lot of these dudes. I was listening to a video the other day and he was talking to Stack 5 saying that he was in the strip club with him. You know what I mean? And that he just happened to be in the same movie theater as as Matt Barnes. Talking about Matt Barnes came in the movie theater and asked the usher to close off the row that he and his kids were sitting in. And the usher was like, I'm sorry, I can't do that. Not unless you want to buy all the seats in the row. And Matt was like, he didn't want to pay that much money, but just make sure that nobody bothers me. And the guy's like, excuse me, sir, who are you? What? He had like shades on and Carcino is in another seat witnessing all of this. Like, okay, nobody was coming up to you, dude. Like, Matt Barnes thinks he is like the next thing since sliced bread. sunglasses on, thinking everybody gonna run up, to him because of, thinking they know who he is. I had no idea who Matt Barnes was either until Kwame put him on the map with all of this shit. Becky with the good hair and shit. But I got a couple things in the works for this weekend. Let me know in the comments section what you guys think about me doing some vegan streams. I wanted to invite Jen on here to talk about those who want to become vegan. I'm obviously going to always be ballerific, so WBALL is one of the shows that is going to remain on here. That ain't going nowhere because it's primarily a ball channel, but I also want to dip into some other things, you know what I mean? Survivor's coming up. Football season's coming up. I'm a Ravens fan. If anybody's a Ravens fan out there, we can definitely discuss that. Movies, just mix it up a little bit. I think it'll be cool to have some discussions on a variety of topics because I love you guys' input. Do me a favor, while you're here, smash that like button for me. Share the content. But yeah, Carcino's cool. I like that video. Shout out to DJ and DJ's Raw and Cut Truth. Hashtag new media, baby. Nation United. And he's right. They need to be building these teams around point guards, man. They need to build the team around LaMelo. Keep Terry, keep Miles, and get rid of everybody else. It just makes sense. And if James Borrego is truly bought in, like it seems like he was starting to be towards the end of the season, then hopefully we'll see those changes coming up. But I tell you what, it's not going to take long to find out. But one thing Melo can do for himself to help the case is beef up. If they see him coming in all cut up, they'll know he's serious. They should already know he's serious, but they'll know, okay, this boy means business this season. He ain't getting knocked around by nobody. I mean, and he was already strong, so I want to see LaMelo dunking on people this season. I mean, just smashing it when he gets the opportunity to. Ain't got to do a lot of ISO, but when you get that opportunity, smash that shit. And use those handles like you've been doing. Make motherfuckers fall. That's what you're supposed to do. That's who you are. Play like you. What's James Borrego going to do? Take you out of the game? No, he can't. It's just like when he got in there and he played his ass off, he had to start him when they got hurt because nobody else was playing like he was. And the media and everybody, come on, NBA, they're not going to let them drown LaMelo because LaMelo is a cash cow. They make too much money off of LaMelo for them to sit him in a corner. So that's not happening. Shout out to Anthony King. He said they were trying. He said they were trying to trade Kwame for. Right. They were trying to trade Kwame for Elton Brand. And they showed him no respect. And as you stated, J&J, a lot of similarities to Melo, except they didn't try to trade him, but everyone didn't necessarily want him. No, they didn't. And that was evident. That was evident in the way that they didn't play him, really. They had him sitting over there on the bench for what was it, like 20, 21 games? It's crazy. You got the number 3 draft pick, and you got him sitting on the bench. You had scouts busting their ass to get to Australia just to see him play. And you draft him 3rd overall. And you sit him on the bench for 20 games. I really truthfully believe it's a power struggle with Michael Jordan. I think he's a control freak. I really, really do. I think he wanted to navigate and control LaMelo's career. He's going to grow at the rate I want him to grow, damn it. That's just like with Kwame, they should have let him go, but apparently Michael Jordan, after a while, he purposely would not trade him. They were offered trades for Kwame and Michael wouldn't give him up. He said, no, we're going to make him right. We're going to go ahead and develop him. Sound familiar? Devontae Graham. No, I'm going to play Devontae because he's my pet project. No, I'm going to go ahead. No, we're not trading him. We're going to go ahead and keep him and give him all the touches and all the minutes because we're gonna play him. I know we got the number 3 draft pick, but no, my pet project is Devontae Graham, so I'm going to play him. Sound familiar? That's why they like Borrego, because he's just like Michael Jordan. He thinks like him, he acts just like him. He's a control freak. Rap God Reloaded said, this may sound crazy, but Lonzo became the sacrificial lamb for LaMelo to ascend. He got whiteballed since being drafted 4 years ago. Yeah. Wow. And Anthony King is backing that up with facts. Shout out to Rap God Reloaded. I see that. I definitely see that. Yeah, Matt Barnes was on the Lakers, right? He was on a couple different teams, but I remember one of them off the top of my head was the Lakers, I believe. Rap God, you're a TV and movie fan? I got a surprise for you, Rap God. I'm busting at the seams. I want to say something, but I'm not going to say it. You'll see it, though. You'll see it. Hopefully within the next couple days. I think you'll like it. But yeah, man, that's good. Well, at least I know I'll have one viewer besides my baby that'll be on here with me talking movies and TV. I mix it up with the TV. I'm going to call that reactionality. That's a good name for a show, huh? I watch all kind of stuff. I mean, it could be something crazy like Survivor, The Amazing Race, all the way up to The Bachelorette, The Voice, that type of stuff. 90 Day Fiance, Married at First Sight, crazy shit like The Blacklist. You know what I mean? I haven't watched anything like that in a minute though. I've been caught up in reality TV. But I'm gonna tell you something about me with the movies. I'm kind of old school with the movies. I haven't really been watching a whole lot of the newer movies. So, you know, if there's some you want to recommend that I watch, and then we can definitely discuss them, that would be cool. But I'm definitely a old head when it comes to movies. I mean, all the greats like the Scarfaces and the Godfathers. You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding and ask me to do murder. Oh, I got one for you. Every time I start talking about boxing, a white man got to pull Rocky Marciano out their ass. That's their one. Rocky Marciano. That's their one. Let me tell you something. Rocky Marciano was good, but compared to Joe Louis, Rocky Marciano ain't shit. He beat Joe Louis's ass. Jen always laughs at me doing impersonations. Oh, hell yeah, Rap God. Rap God said, I believe that the Pelicans and the Hornets use the Ball brothers for clout. Which is why I truly believe that if Michael Jordan is the control freak and the money capitalist that we all know he is eventually going to put all three Ball brothers on that team. Because he wants the clout. And he wants to control their careers. Anthony King. I'm down to watch it also. So Stephen A is supposed to be responding to Kwame Brown. Man, he couldn't resist. You knew he was not going to be able to resist that. I just got a notification that Hoop Jargon's talking about that. So I'm tempted to kind of go ahead on over there and see what's going on with that. Maybe I'll meet you guys over there. See what he's talking about. I don't know if Stephen A already made his response or what's happening, but I'm curious. I am curious. So I will go ahead and I'm gonna sign off of here and see what's happening with that so I can pull together something for tomorrow's show. Because I'm curious to see how this plays out, to be honest with you, just like everybody else. This is crazy, man. This is unprecedented. I've never seen somebody shoot up in the YouTube rankings that quickly and cause all of this. He is giving old media hell. DJ has been yelling about old media for a year now, and Kwame has gotten in here and just destroy. I mean, he's got people scared to open their damn mouth and say anything. And I think it's hilarious that one guy has got all these guys up against the wall like that. So I'm really curious to see what Stephen A. Jackson could possibly, because anything he could have to say, he's already said about Kwame. Kwame is responding to his already insulting, him already. So what else bad could you possibly have to say, Stephen A.? Kwame's already, that's why he's in your ass now, because you've already said enough shit about him. So I guess he's probably addressing what Kwame's been saying about him. Okay, so Rap God, you said you're gonna recommend movies like 6 Degrees of Separation. Is that the movie with Will Smith? Snakes in the Grass, Trading Places, I know that very well. Grease, I know that. Beverly Hills Cop. Trilogy.
You're not gonna go for the banana in the tailpipe?
I ain't going for no banana in my tailpipe. Enemy of the State, one of my favorites. Yes, Will Smith. Okay, yes, one of my favorites. I thought that was what you were talking about. And I think Will Smith played his role extremely well. Especially, I mean, hey, you know, I'm a representative of LGBT. Will Smith played that part to the gills, man. And Enemy of the State. Enemy of the State, man. Enemy of the State was scary because we are actually living in those times right now where they have the capability to do that. What freaked me out was the scene where they literally snapshotted a bag that he had in the store and looked at the outline of the bag to see what he had. Come on, man. That was crazy. He could get nowhere. And Gene Hackman was in there too. Gene Hackman and Denzel Washington, they were good together in, oh my God, what is that movie? It was the submarine movie. I keep thinking Under Siege, but that was Steven Seagal. Yeah, 6 degrees. I use that phrase a lot. You know, I remember 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. Have you ever heard of that game? Jen always jokes about it because a couple years back on Facebook, there was a thing called 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. And almost every movie actor in some way, shape, or form is linked to Kevin Bacon. And I would go and reach and trace shit back, and everybody that they threw at me on Facebook, I found a link to Kevin Bacon, oddly enough. I mean, almost any and everybody you can name in the industry, because of the vast, you know, the list of people that he's worked with and who they've worked with and who they've worked with that's worked with person that's worked, you know, and it goes on and on and on. Kevin Bacon can be linked to almost every actor in Hollywood. I mean, that's just crazy. And I was killing it. Every time they sent me a name, I was able to trace it. It's like, okay, he was in this with that person, and that person was with that person and that person. Like, you could even try it right now. Try off the top of my head. Throw an actor out there, and I'll see if I can do it off the top of my head. If not, I will give you the answer tomorrow. I'll trace Kevin Bacon to it. Somebody out of your wildest dreams, or somebody just right off the top of your head. Buck breaking film. No. I haven't heard of that. I've heard the term buck breaking, but I've never heard of the film buck breaking. No name, huh? Come on, give me somebody. I Am Legend was excellent. I'm just starting to realize I've seen a lot of Will Smith's movies. There's a couple of them I've missed, though. I Am Legend was good. The one with his son was really, really good. Who knew Jalen would turn out to be such a little rapper, right? Independent film directed by Tariq Nasheed. I'll have to look that up. I love independent films. As you can tell, because 6 Degrees of Separation isn't necessarily something that's mainstream. I'm gonna have to look that up. Maybe watch that tomorrow. Or over the weekend I'll watch that. Because that sounds good. I'm gonna jot these down, guys, and I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight and hanging out with me for a little bit. Wow, time flies, man. Doesn't feel like I've been on here for an hour, but it's pretty much been an hour. Let's go see what all the hoopla's about, guys. I'll meet you back same bat time, same bat channel. I'm trying to decide whether I pushed it later past 5 because it seems like a little bit later might be better for people. But I think 8, I don't know, 8 might be too late. But I don't want to make it about time, you know what I mean? But I'm thinking that 6:30, 7 o'clock is a nice sweet spot. So I'm going to pick 6:30. I'm going to try to stick to that. Make that the designated time to meet up here on J&J Live. 6:30. Monday through Friday. That way that gives me the weekend to kind of rest up and come up with some content for the following week. So you heard it here first, 6:30 weekdays. And we'll start that tomorrow. And come with some more movies, because I'm going to watch a bunch of them over the weekend. Peace out, my brother. Shout out to #NewMedia. Nation United. Shout out to DJ. Shout out to Rap God Reloaded. Shout out to Anthony King. Shout out to my vegan knowledge baby. Shout out to Queen Royalty. 9 Days to Victory, Taufiq, King C, Uncle Vern, Marquina Daniel. Shout out to all you guys. Shout out to Coach Joe. Shout out to Rev. Let's Kwame with his switchblade. You guys be safe. Have a good night, and I will talk to you mañana.